Welcome back, Focus Learners. Okay, so for today's explainer, we are unpacking what is literally the ultimate EV engineering benchmark on the planet right now, Lucid Motors. We're going to dive deep into how this company is just absolutely pushing the boundaries of physics and design.
Okay, let's just dive right into this, because this number is the ultimate hook. 520. That is the official EPA estimated range in miles for the Lucid Air Dream Edition. When that rating dropped, it instantly became the longest-range electric vehicle on the entire market. Just take a second to rack your head around that. 520 miles on a single charge. That's like driving all the way from Los Angeles to San Francisco and still having plenty of battery left to cruise around town and grab dinner. It fundamentally crushes range anxiety. But you know, the real story here isn't just that massive number. It's how they actually managed to pull it off.
And that brings us to this next number, which, honestly, is arguably even more impressive. 5.0. Recently, Lucid announced that their Air rear-wheel drive model hit a milestone of 5 miles per kilowatt-hour of efficiency. Think of this as the miles per gallon metric of the EV world. Right now, the industry average hovers right around 3 miles per kilowatt-hour. Lucid is getting 5. This absolutely proves they aren't just stuffing giant heavy batteries into their cars to cheat their way to high range. No, they are fundamentally a technology company doing way more with way less, extracting literally every single ounce of potential energy through sheer engineering brilliance.
Let's move back a bit and see how this all builds, because to really understand this unmatched efficiency, we have to travel back in time. Long before you saw a sleek Lucid Air silently gliding down the highway, this company actually started out as a battery supplier. Back in 2016, they went by the name Ativa. They weren't building luxury sedans. They were deep in the trenches of chemistry, battery pack design, and high-performance energy storage. And that foundational DNA, knowing the very heart of electric propulsion better than anyone else, well, that's the secret sauce powering their consumer vehicles today.
Tracing their progression from 2016 onward reveals a seriously fascinating trajectory. To test their wild motor algorithms early on, they built a prototype affectionately named Edna. Edna was this completely unassuming boxy delivery van, but they stuffed it with a 900 horsepower electric powertrain. So you had this stealthy van out there silently dusting supercars in a quarter mile, all while engineers were just quietly tuning their regenerative braking and cooling strategies. It's awesome. By 2018, an early Air prototype set an EV lap record at the legendary Laguna Seca track. That raw proof of concept helped them secure a massive $1 billion investment from Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, which ultimately paved the way for official production to kick off in 2021.
Because they spent all those years perfectly tuning those drive units, making them incredibly powerful but astonishingly small and lightweight. They unlocked a massive design advantage. They call it their space concept packaging. Now, in traditional gas cars, you're forced to design around a huge engine block, a transmission tunnel, a bulky exhaust system. And honestly, a lot of early EVs just swapped gas components for big, bulky electric ones. But Lucid, they miniaturized everything, pushing the mechanical components to the absolute very edges of the vehicle chassis.
And this brilliantly illustrates what that space concept means in the real world. On the outside, the Lucid Air has the nimble footprint and exterior dimensions of a mid-sized sports sedan. It's super easy to park, handles corners with incredible agility, and cuts through the air with a shockingly low drag coefficient of 0.20. But the magic happens when you step inside. You're instantly greeted with this cavernous, full-size luxury space. It's like getting the agility of a sports coupe combined with the legroom of an executive limousine. The whole idea here is giving you the expansive interior space of a full-size SUV within those much more compact dimensions. But there's a vital sustainability angle here too. Remember that 5.0 miles per kilowatt-hour efficiency we talked about? Because their motors are so efficient, they can actually use smaller, lighter battery packs to hit those massive range numbers. And smaller battery packs mean extracting fewer precious metals from the earth. It's this brilliant loop. Better engineering leads to lighter cars, which leads to better range, which leads to a far more sustainable product overall.
So, what does this all mean for the cars you can actually buy? Let's pivot and examine the current physical lineup of the highly reviewed Lucid Air family, because they've somehow managed to scale this crazy technology across a few different configurations, offering everything from accessible luxury right up to unparalleled hypercar-level performance.
Just notice the staggering jump in specs across this lineup. At the foundation, we have the Air Pure. It starts with a rear-wheel drive single motor, but it still delivers a highly respectable 430 horsepower and over 400 miles of range.
Now, as we move up through the Touring and the dual-motor Grand Touring, the power and range jump significantly. But let's talk about the Sapphire model. No way around it. This thing is an absolute monster. It's a tri-motor, all-wheel drive system generating 1,234 horsepower. It literally rockets from 0 to 60 in 1.89 seconds. We are talking about a spacious, comfortable, four-door luxury sedan that accelerates faster than almost any million-dollar hypercar on the planet.
And to support all that face-melting performance, we've got to look back at their Ativa battery roots. The entire Air lineup runs on a cutting-edge 900-volt electrical architecture. So what does that actually mean for you? It means blisteringly fast charging. If you hook up to a 300-kilowatt DC fast charger, you can grab 300 miles of range in just 20 minutes. Plus, the system features bidirectional charging. With the right setup, you can do vehicle-to-vehicle charging to rescue a stranded EV friend, or vehicle-to-home charging, literally using your car's massive battery to power your entire house during a blackout. It's a real game changer. Now, having fully established their engineering dominance in the sedan market, Lucid is shifting gears to their next major milestone. They're taking this exact same elite engineering, the hyper-efficiency, and that genius space concept, and they are applying it to the fiercely competitive, highly lucrative SUV segment. Enter the Lucid Gravity. The specs for the Gravity show exactly why it's poised to shake things up. Starting at around $79,900 for the Touring model, it perfectly utilizes that miniaturized powertrain to comfortably fit up to 7 adults across 3 rows, with a massive 120 cubic feet of cargo space. Yet despite being this large SUV that can tow 6,000 pounds, its aerodynamic design and efficient motors still allow the Grand Touring model to boast an estimated range of over 440 miles. Oh, and it comes packed with DreamDrive, their advanced driver assistance system equipped with a comprehensive suite of cameras, radars, and LiDAR.
But here's the thing. Mastering the high-end luxury sedan and premium SUV markets is really only phase 1. To truly change the world, you have to reach the masses, right? So let's transition to an outlook provided by S&P Global and explore how Lucid plans to drive their financial future by scaling this elite technology down to the broader market.
Now, what's really interesting about this data is the shift in their pricing structure projected for 2027. While the premium Gravity and Air sit at higher price points of roughly $88,000 and $73,000 respectively, take a look at the future vehicles category. This represents models rolling out starting around 2026. With an estimated average selling price dropping to around $58,000, these new mid-size platforms will dramatically lower the cost of entry for consumers wanting to get their hands on Lucid's class-leading efficiency. And that lower price point is exactly what unlocks massive scale. By 2030, this new segment of mid-size future vehicles is projected to just explode, reaching an estimated $6.4 billion and becoming the largest revenue contributor for the entire company. This is the big inflection point. It's where Lucid transforms from a niche, low-volume luxury automaker into a high-volume, mainstream market powerhouse.
This entire trajectory ties perfectly back to the ultimate vision of Lucid CEO Peter Rawlinson. Looking forward, he predicts that as battery costs drop to $100 per kilowatt hour, combined with their relentless pursuit of engineering efficiency, Lucid will eventually be able to produce a luxury EV for less than $30,000. Their overarching mission isn't just to make fast toys for the wealthy, it's to push EV technology to a point where electric vehicles are fundamentally, undeniably cheaper and better than gas cars for everyone. That is the end goal.
Which leaves us with this final, massive question to ponder. Will Lucid's technology-first approach ultimately crown them the kings of the EV market? I mean, we've seen their unmatched battery tech, their record-breaking efficiency, their brilliant packaging, but as they transition into mass production and face a serious onslaught of legacy automakers pivoting to electric, the real test begins. Is pure, unadulterated engineering excellence enough to dominate the automotive future? Send this explainer to a friend and let the debate begin. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive, Focus Learners. Keep asking questions, and I'll catch you on the next one.